All righty. Good evening, MSAD 75. The first special meeting of June 11th, 2026 will now begin. I will be serving as chair today as Ryan Larson is absent, and the joke is on him because this is the greatest meeting of the year. So, lucky me. But as we start our meeting, I'd like to have the roll call.
My role. Will Aegeus is absent, it looks like. William Beatty, absent. Andy Began.
Present.
Catherine Brilliant, absent. Jessica Damon. Present. Tony Concaus.
Absent.
Absent. Oops, make sure I get that correct. Gregory Greenleaf.
Present.
Ashby Hayward is absent. Hudson Hayward.
Present.
Mary Hobson. Absent. Haley Coolis. Present. Ryan Larson is absent. Jim Moulton.
Present.
Kim Pacelli, absent. Amy Spelke. Here. And Frank Wright.
Present.
Got it.
Excellent. If you would all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. All righty. Before we begin the meeting, if anyone has any public comment unrelated to the recognition soon to come, now is that moment. Seeing none, going to move on to the recognition of the retiring MSAD number 75 staff. Heidi, do you want to kick us off?
Everyone, thank you for coming. It's so nice to see all your faces here. So today we're going to gather to recognize and celebrate a remarkable group of educators whose dedication, service, and commitment have helped shape our schools, our students, and our communities for decades. Throughout their careers, they've shared their talents, their compassion, expertise, leaving a lasting impact on countless lives. So on behalf of MSAD 75 community, thank you for the difference you have made every day through your hard work, your professionalism, and your unwavering support of our students and colleagues. As you begin this well-deserved retirement, yay for you, we congratulate you on an extraordinary career and wish you all the happiness, health, and fulfillment in an exciting journey ahead. Your contributions will not be forgotten, and your legacy will continue to inspire future generations. So we are going to start with Brooke Cox, who has been a math teacher at Mount Arrett High School. And I am not sure who is speaking for Brooke at this point. Somebody? Dr. Hoffman.
So Brooke is joined by two recently retired colleagues who I was hoping might stand in here and do this in my place. But Carmen Palmer and Lisa Walker both retired last year from our math department. They left with 70 years of teaching, or excuse me, 60 years of teaching experience at Mount Arrett specifically. And Brooke leaves us after being here since 2014 now. So lots of years of math expertise over the past 2 years leaving us, which we are struggling with. Nonetheless, I guess I would just quickly start with a story of this week, which is yesterday was Step Up Day at Mount Arrett High School. And so students got to meet their teachers for next year. And Brooke, as a retiring teacher, planned to be here as usual. But actually, the teacher who we've hired to replace Brooke was also able to join us yesterday. And so that more or less meant that Brooke could have taken a day off, and that would have been no big deal. But Brooke decided she was going to come anyway, and that she would start the day meeting her advisory group, just like every other teacher, and introducing our new colleague to those advisees so that they would feel more comfortable with that new face. And maybe that would have been enough to begin with, but no, Brooke didn't just want to take the day off. She decided, she told me she would still, take a day off, but that she would use her day to clean up the plantings around the sign out on Route 201. And so I told Brooke we'd be happy to pay for that day if you're going to still be here at school. But that's the type of person who she is. She gives of herself. And to our students. So, Brooke's been in Manhattan since 2014. She has 26 to 28 years of teaching experience, depending on how you count the years. That includes years at Orono High School, at Fort O'Brien School in Machiasport, at Samuel J. Wagner Middle School in Winterport, and a few years we're not going to talk about at the high school across the river. So, as a math teacher, Brooke has always taken the time to build meaningful relationships with each of her students, encouraging them every step of the way. I didn't think this was going to happen to me. You guys may remember my wife did this last year, so she was just too embarrassed to come back, I think, and she's passed on this to me. She has brought kindness and patience to the classroom, which has enabled her students to excel in the positive, safe learning environment that she has created. Her colleague writes that no one could ask for a more thoughtful, supportive colleague and friend. She's the epitome of a team player. She's always willing to lend a helping hand, and her calm, steady demeanor has been an incredible asset to the math department. Outside the classroom, she's been an engaging softball coach and a super fan to our athletes. She wishes she could have been at a certain baseball game happening as we speak, but she's here instead. To our musicians, to our actors as well, for all of this and more. We're incredibly grateful for Brooke's dedication to the Monterey community. And as a final word, each year we give among our faculty an MTA Excellence in Teaching Award, which we gave to Brooke just last year. One of her colleagues noted that Brooke has continued to work, at the highest level throughout the year. Brooke is quite simply a champion. She is an excellent teacher, an easy rapport with students. Her students adore her. The staff revere her. She is excellence embodied, and we will miss her. Congratulations, Brooke.
On behalf of the board, thank you so much, Brooke, and enjoy your well-earned retirement.
I assume that you are going to be speaking about Mr. Philip Engel.
Yes, Mr. Phil could not be here tonight, unfortunately. Just a few notes about Phil. Phil has been a paraprofessional in our building since 2018. He came here, he's been in the district since 2018. He came up to the high school in 2022, I believe, following the same students he had been working with at the middle school. He has a very close relationship with several students who are graduating this year. Phil has a long background as a teacher. He taught English abroad in Japan, in Thailand, and he has also been a chaplain. And after retiring from this school district, he will continue as a chaplain at Midcoast Hospital in Brunswick. Phil shared this statement: "Dear MSCD 75 Board, it's been an honor and a privilege to serve our community at both middle school and high school. The opportunity given to me by the district has been truly amazing. Serving has been much more than a source of employment. It has been a privilege to contribute to the lives of students in a way which I hope has been as positive for them as it has been for me. Soar like an eagle always. Philip Lynn Engel."
And once again, if Phil is listening, thank you, Phil, for your service to our district. Enjoy your retirement.
So Mary Ann Warner, an ELA teacher at MAMS, and Molly Vandenberg is going to speak on her behalf.
So I don't really like microphones, but I'll try it for you. Yeah. I'm very honored to be speaking about my friend and teammate, Mary Ann Warner. Her history of teaching runs deep, being a child of two teachers. She began her own teaching journey as an adult working in environmental education, I think with Hudson, maybe, somewhere around there. She then went back to school to become K-8 certified. Her vast experiences, beginning with that work in environmental education, being a special ed paraprofessional, working as a multilingual instructor, multi-age and multi-subject middle school and elementary school teacher, has only made her that much more valuable as an educator. Kind of like a Swiss Army knife, highly versatile, adaptable, and possesses a wide range of skills. And MSAD 75 has been so lucky to have her. We all know Marianne as a kind and dedicated sixth grade ELA teacher, but her history at MAMS also includes a time when she worked with ELL students. The first year, I, along with Andrea Brown, worked with her was actually, we had several students, I think we had 4 different languages being spoken in our classroom, our 2 classes, and Marianne joined us to work with these kids. Marianne was so kind and supportive with each of these girls. She got to know each student and recognized and celebrated them for their talents. She also encouraged these students to share their cultures with their classmates. That year, our students got to learn more about the world through the eyes of the students who grew up in different places speaking different languages. Marianne just helps all of her students to see the uniqueness and value each person and the value each person brings to our group. When I asked those that work with and those who have worked with Marianne, what is something that they want to share about her, I came up with quite a list. I'll read them now. Some of them are about teaching and some aren't. Marianne always made the best salads for Williams Cone potlucks. She always has great recommendations for youth fiction. Her wisdom. I appreciate Marianne's perspective on a topic for teaching and also situations that crop up. Her positive presence when things are tough. Not that they ever are in education at all, but she always has a positive presence. Not only did Marianne bring a deep knowledge of teaching to Williams Cone, she also brought pure joy. She's always able to add insightful ideas. Marianne's hugs, they are felt deeply. If you haven't been hugged by her, it's kind of weird just to go hugging people, but if you've been part of that, you know. Her reminders to take care of ourselves. Often we don't do that enough. Her sense of humor and her tilt her head back laugh was and is deeply felt in the heart of the school. Marianne makes great connections with students, but also with her community. She loves to socialize with her people, loves a good trivia night. She loves a good night of dancing, and she's up for anything. Not only did she have a profound impact on her students, but she also touched the lives of her colleagues. Her kindness and welcoming spirit has made MAMS a better place to work and learn. Marianne is a leader, an educator, but also a dear friend. Let's try not to. These are just a few, as you can see, of the things about Marianne that prove that she's highly regarded by her peers. As a teacher, there's nothing more that is more important to have an amazing sports system. Our 6th grade South Bay team has been so lucky to have Marianne on it. We are truly a family. Even one of our team members calls her mom at work. We balance each other out. She is a calming presence when a perspective that can help others see things in a different way, especially me. I always need a new perspective. A great loss we felt in September when Marianne will not be a daily part of our school family. When I found out she was leaving, it was bittersweet. I knew this was the best for her and Glenn, and it will definitely be a great void for us. She is one of a kind and cannot truly be replaced, so tonight is not a goodbye to you, but a see you later. And for the next week and a half in school, you're here with us. Thank you for being our colleague and friend. You've made a difference in the lives of so many. We wish you the best in all your endeavors.
Congratulations, Marianne. So exciting to see you enjoy your retirement.
It is my pleasure to have this opportunity to speak about Anita Hopkins and her tenure at Harpswell Community School before she heads off into the next chapter of her life. She came to us in 2018 and arrived at HCS after a brief season of uncertainty in our school leadership. She brought with her 30 years of teaching experience and 3 years of principal experience. And I remember thinking right away that she brought a thoughtful and reflective approach to leading and guiding our school. Initially, she helped redefine our school vision and our code of cooperation, guiding teachers to create stronger system structures that better supported positive behavior in a more explicit way in our school. And this work helped to define clear boundaries for students and teachers about behavior in various settings in the building and outside of the building. As a result, support was given, maybe I'm repeating myself here, sorry, a more explicit, streamlined fashion throughout the school. Part of that positive behavior system was creating ways for students to be recognized when they exhibited our code of cooperation. This led to the creation of claw slips, or our little claws for applause notes that paid homage to our school mascot, the lobster. They recognized the students' positive behavior related to our code of cooperation, and they communicated to the school community and to families at home what was happening in our school. In addition, she led our staff in the creation of Golden Awards, which gave classes opportunities to earn from the specialist teachers and custodial staff ways that they showed the code of cooperation in those settings. She also worked to redefine and firmly establish our RTI meeting process when she arrived. She helped to identify and create a more specific structure of procedures and protocols for identifying students who needed additional support in academic areas and in the ways that we could meet those needs. Anita also has made a very positive impact on students and families in our community. She's taken the time to get to know all of our students' names every year, being sure to greet them and really see them when she encounters them. She's even written and mailed birthday postcards to every student in our school. She's listened to families and worked with them to maintain positive relationships with the school. She's collaborated extensively, of course, with our PTO and willingly engaged with the community at large on behalf of the school and our needs whenever needed. She supported and helped our existing collaboration with the Harpswell Heritage Land Trust. 2 years ago, she brought Global Play Day to our school, and students love it. They're already looking forward to it, saying it's the best day ever. I have found over my years of working with Anita that another of her strengths has been in encouraging teachers to share their opinions about the things that affect the school. She would listen and advocate as she could for what she heard teachers say that they needed or wanted. She encouraged collaborative decision-making for staff as often as she was able, and always seemed to remember the perspective from her years in the classroom and the needs of teachers in her work at Harpswell Community School. She has given very generously to our school community with her time, her talents, her resources, her experience, and her encouragement. So Anita, I'm wishing you the absolute best in this next season of your life. I know you're going to bring all of who you are to whatever you do next. I hope you discover new and old passions and experience joy and fulfillment, finding your purpose for this stage in your life.
Anita, thank you so much. Thank you on behalf of Harpswell and this board, and enjoy your retirement.
Next up, we have Marie Brilliant, our transportation specialist. I saw Katie Dakar sneak right in. So Katie.
Usual, coming in on 2 wheels from someplace else. So thank you for skipping over. Sorry, Marie. Okay, so nice to be here and see everybody, by the way. Marie started her career in MSAD 75 as a lunch lady at Mount Ararat Middle School. I first met her when I took over my role as the food service director in 2015.
long time ago. The first thing that stood out to me about Marie is her work ethic. She's always there, often early, and rarely missed work for any reason. During my tenure, she moved into the satellite kitchen coordinator position, working with all the elementary schools, delivering the menu items needed, as well as mail for the entire district. Marie was an integral part of our nutrition team's COVID preparation group as well. We would stand outside in our snow pants, handing out meals on a weekly basis. Again, no stranger to hard work. Preparing, stuffing, hauling, and lifting bags of food inside and outside of the middle school. Some nights we would stand in the lobby because it was just so cold, but there were no complaints, and it was truly work that she enjoyed. I took a small hiatus from SAD 75 after COVID, but Marie did not. She transferred over to the transportation department, got her bus license, and began driving a regular route. I became the transportation director, and I was so happy to have her back on my staff in the bus garage. She always said yes to extra trips. She was willing to change or combine a bus run at a moment's notice, and she was always at the garage on time, if not early, every day. Driving a bus is a difficult job, and Marie took all of it in stride. Marie is also a large part of our Topsom community with her involvement on the Topsom Select Board and with the Topsom Fair. Her grandkids are students in our district, and she has always been a large part of our community. While I agree that 27 years of service to MSCD 75 is a long time and deserving of retirement, I am still sad to see you go. The district will miss you, and it is hard to let a loyal and dependable employee go. Best wishes to you in your retirement, Marie. Hopefully you relax and enjoy, but if I know you, you're going to continue working hard. Thank you.
Marie, thank you very much for everything you've done for our district.
Next, we will have Elizabeth Lamb, a paraprofessional at Woodside Elementary, and Vicki Dow is going to speak on her behalf.
All right. So when Betsy asked me to say a few words about her time at Woodside, I was honored. As a fifth grade teacher, I've had the privilege of working alongside Betsy in my classroom for 12 years. While she supported students with a variety of academic needs, most of her time with me was spent helping students master math. But Betsy's story at Woodside began long before she entered my classroom. She's been a part of MSAD 75's community for 26 years. I promise you I wouldn't cry. 9 years as a substitute and 17 years as a paraprofessional. Her connection to Woodside extends far beyond our partnership. Betsy first began volunteering at Woodside in 1997 while her daughter Amelia was in second grade, and at that time, she was expecting her second daughter, Sarah. In 2000, she transitioned to substitute teaching, a role she held for 9 years until she started working at Williams Cone supporting a second grader. In 2010, she returned to Woodside, where she worked in what was then known as the FLS program and the ACE program. In 2012, she moved to the Upper Elementary Resource Room, a position she held with dedication for the remainder of her career. What makes Betsy's time at Woodside truly special is that this has been woven into the fabric of her family's story. Today, her grandchildren attend our school. Her daughter, Sarah, carries on the family tradition of service as a wonderful fifth grade teacher, my partner. Betsy's legacy at Woodside is reflected not only in the lives she has touched, but in the generations of her family who continue to be part of the Woodside community. Now there are so many things I will miss about Betsy, but let me start with this. She was my best student. During my mini lesson, I could always count on her rapt attention. And if you know Betsy, then you know she has the most expressive face you've ever seen. You always know exactly what she's thinking. As she solved the problems alongside the students, I could read her different expressions. The "I'm not sure about this" look, "I've got it" look, and the "I think I have it." And really, it's very expressive. And yes, occasionally that I'm in trouble, come help me make sure I'm right look. But what I treasured most wasn't just her engagement, it was our connection. We understood each other without needing to say a word. I could read her like a book, and she knew exactly what I was feeling and what I needed to keep our classroom running smoothly. That unspoken bond built through countless moments of shared struggle as we taught students new concepts and celebrated their triumphs is something I will always treasure. We created a classroom where students felt supported, understood, and cared for, and the impact of our partnership will stay with me forever. Betsy's influence, however, extends far beyond my classroom walls. Every single day she shows up, not just for the students she works with directly, but for all the students and staff members in the building. She works tirelessly to make sure students feel loved, appreciated, and safe. Because she understands what we all know, students cannot learn unless they feel cared for. She has been their best cheerleader, always encouraging them to believe in themselves. She has guided, nurtured, supported, and inspired so many young people to become their best selves. This became crystal clear to me recently when our 5th grade class spent the day on Cow Island. Betsy was with my group on the beach, and some of the girls were collecting heart rocks and showing them to her. I have a photo from that moment. It's actually right here. Betsy was holding an enormous heart rock over her heart on the rocky beach in Casco Bay. The ocean stretched out behind her, and she's smiling that genuine Betsy smile. When I look at that photo, it captures exactly who she is, an educator with a huge heart. Betsy, you have touched so many hearts at Woodside, students and staff alike. Your kindness, dedication, and compassion have left a lasting mark on this community, and you will be deeply missed. As you step into this exciting new chapter of life, I wish you a retirement filled with quality time with your adorable grandchildren, your soon-to-be new grandson, adventures and travel with your husband, Jeff, and plenty of time to rest and enjoy the life you have so richly earned. You deserve all of it and so much more. Thank you for your 26 years of service, for the countless lives you've changed, and for showing all of us what it truly means to lead with your heart. I will miss you. Woodside will miss you. But know that the students and staff whose lives you have touched will carry your kindness and compassion with them always. Congratulations on your retirement.
Betsy, congratulations and thank you so much.
Lisa Martin, who has been a Title I teacher, Williams Cone School, and Anita Hopkins is here to speak on her behalf.
Good evening. It is my true privilege to say a few words tonight in honor of Lisa Martin, someone who has made an incredible difference in the lives of children, families, and colleagues over the past 7 years in MSAD 75 and many years in other districts before that. She first came to HCS as a half-time Title I teacher and half-time literacy lead teacher, after which her role evolved into full-time Title I teacher, and she's now worked at 4 of our 5 elementary schools. When I think about Lisa, I think about someone who combines deep expertise with deep humanity. She is extraordinarily knowledgeable about children and learning, especially when it comes to literacy and our youngest, most foundational readers. In addition to teaching letters, sounds, segmenting, blending, phonemic awareness, decoding, encoding, fluency, vocabulary, comprehension, automaticity, accuracy, morphology, and on and on and on. She understands that before children can learn and absorb any of that, they need to feel safe, regulated, and capable. They need to believe in themselves. One memory that has stayed with me involves a then kindergarten student who struggled a great deal in a great many ways. At the time, Lisa was working daily with this child. Her intervention space was sometimes right outside my office, and I often heard snippets of their lessons. What struck me was that so much of her instruction wasn't actually about literacy. It was about helping this child quiet the negative voice in his head. It was about coaching him through frustration helping him persevere and reminding him that they could do hard things. Day after day, she patiently helped build the student's confidence alongside his skills. Lisa, you would be so proud of him today. Lisa's work with that child shows us something important about her approach to education. She understood that children are people first. She knew that if a child is overwhelmed, discouraged, or convinced they can't succeed, no amount of instruction will stick. She's met students where they were and helped them believe they could get to where they need to go. Over the years, Lisa and I developed a relationship, professional and personal, built on mutual respect and many shared values. One of the things I've appreciated most is her thoughtfulness. She thinks, and when I say thoughtfulness, I mean kindness, but also thoughtfulness. She thinks deeply about situations, decisions, and the messages we send to staff, children, and families, and even to ourselves. Whenever I needed honest feedback, I knew I could go to her, and she always gave it respectfully, thoughtfully, and sincerely. Sometimes her perspective challenged my own thinking, and I'm grateful for that. The best colleagues are not the ones who always agree with us. They're the ones who help us see things differently and ultimately make better decisions. One of my favorite quotes, and it's in my signature line, email signature line, about education is by Carol Ann Tomlinson, and says, "Excellence in education is when we do everything we can to make sure they become everything they can." That quote perfectly describes Lisa. She lived that philosophy every day. Sometimes that meant creating intervention schedules that seemed impossible to fit together. In fact, it was her idea, not mine, to begin her intervention blocks 1 year before the official start of the school day so that every student could receive the support they needed. Sometimes it meant staying late because there was one more lesson to prepare or one more assessment to review or one more detail to wrap up. She held herself to incredibly high standards and refused to leave until she felt she had done everything she could for her students. On countless occasions, we closed up the building together. Thinking about that recently brought to mind a song from the late 90s by Semisonic. The song is called Closing Time, and one line goes, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." And that sounds a little bit like retirement. As Lisa retires, I and we celebrate not only her years of service, but also the countless children whose paths are different because of her work. I celebrate a colleague who made me better, a professional whose expertise I trusted, and a friend whose wisdom I valued and continue to value. Congratulations, Lisa. I'm excited for the adventures that await you in retirement. Thank you for your commitment, for all of our conversations, and for the example you set for everyone. And let's make sure to set up some breakfast dates in the future.
Lisa, on behalf of the board, thank you so much for everything you've done for the students of our district. All right. Yeah, and here, read from that one. So there's some people who are unable to attend tonight. We're going to read their names, and I'd like to clap after each one. We'll do a brief little clap, celebrate them individually.
So Cheryl Barton, Transportation Specialist. Mary Tally Brown. Scott Clifford. Tatiana Lira. Leanne Nash. Mary Beth Poulin. Helena Strang. And Don Wheeler.
And one last time for all the retirees of the districts. Thank you all. So It's 7:06. We've ended our first special meeting. We've got two others and then a workshop. Please feel free to stick around, eat some food, take some food home with you. But thank you all for coming tonight to celebrate our wonderful retirees. So excited that I got to be here instead of Ryan. So thank you. Yes. I think that's, let me look at the. All one to go for it. How you doing? Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
And that was all, that's all generated by. It was, yeah. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah.
Hey, what did you say? No. You were in a regular program.
Perfect.
We haven't passed. Actually, that's kind of scary. Oh, gosh. All right, it is 7:09. I'm going to start our second special meeting, but people feel free to chill because this is an easy one. So good evening, MS 75. The second special meeting of the Board of Directors for June 11th, 2026 will now begin with the roll call.
Sure. Will Agius is absent. William Beatty is absent. Andy Began.
Present.
Catherine Brilliant is absent. Jessica Damon. Tony Concalves, absent. Gregory Greenleaf.
Present.
Ashby Hayward is absent. Hudson Hayward.
Present.
Mary Hobson is absent. Haley Kulis.
Here.
Ryan Larson is absent. Jim Moulton.
Present.
Kim Pacelli is absent. Amy Spelke
Here.
and Frank Wright.
Present. I need to say that I always thought my first name was And.
If only it began with a D, A-N-D, and then yeah. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, is there any public comment regarding the topic of this special meeting? Seeing none, we will move on to item 4 to approve the hiring of new teachers as listed. First, I would consider a motion regarding action to appoint Matthew Petrie to the position of physical education teacher, BCS .5, BHM .5, at $75,915.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Frank, seconded by Haley. We'll give that one to Haley. Heidi, anything to add?
No, I had a lovely meeting with Matthew. He is really excited to be here in our district as a PE teacher and excited to work in our Bowdoin and Bowdoinham schools. A lovely human being, and I can't wait for him to start.
I am excited as well, although I will say it's been a joy seeing Doug Jones at Bodenham Community School every morning at drop-off. So any excuse to get him back has been good. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? That is unanimous of those present. Welcome to the district, Matthew. Moving on to item 4.2, to consider action to appoint Susan Powers to the position of special education teacher at Williams Cone School at a salary of $85,682.
So move.
Moved by Frank, seconded by Jessica. Heidi?
Yeah, I met with Susan as well, and I'm so excited to have a new special education teacher this year. She will be working at Williams Cone School, and she's friends with several people in the district. So they've already had excitement about talking about doing some coordination and, so good stuff is happening. Happy to have Susan.
Very exciting. That's great news. Any discussion or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? That is unanimous of those present. Welcome to the district, Susan. And with that, we are ready to move on to item 5. Without objection, we are adjourned, 7:12. Out of curiosity, we haven't done these in a while because they've been on the consent agenda. So if people are interested in having these on the regular agenda instead of consent, you can talk to me ahead of next year. But with that, let me get my agenda up for special meeting number 3. Yes, and then timing-wise, are we in okay shape? All right, we're going to hold for 3 minutes so that we're not starting too early as far as notice, so you can refill your plate if you haven't done that. We've got a workshop during as well, so, but feel free to reload in 3 minutes. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, we'll start up. That's what I'm saying, you gotta. We're guessing or keeping their time. Yeah.
Not the trigger.
I guess. I should have known.
That's what I did say. Off the record.
Well, the way, the 7 of you here, I really like the idea of doing this for the retirement celebration special meeting, where we can do it a little more focused and a little more. You guys can then we'll do that again next year, because I thought you could.
I know, right?
All right. How do you Mark make that one?
I think too, the higher thing is very valuable too, so that everybody is introduced to a new staff member if they're available. I think if we did a special meeting for that, happens often in the fall. So
That sounds like, that makes a lot of sense to me. Okay.
I've got broccoli in my tea.
budget. Yes.
Very impressive, all 4 towns, really excellent turn, and amongst not just good support voting wise, but great turnout at all the polling places, which is very encouraging. Wow. For a June referendum and primary, that's impressive. Hey, some of you guys will appreciate Tyler Washburn was the moderator of the Bodenham town meeting yesterday. It was great seeing him in that context. He did a very good job. So that was fun. Because I guess he was close enough in town that he was able to, moderate. He didn't vote or anything. Yeah, it's cool. I don't know if he never lived in Bodenham, but I don't know if he's living in Harpswell or Topsom nowadays. It's a good question. I'm not sure. All right, it is 7:15. We are going to begin the 3rd special meeting of the Board of Directors for June 11th, 2026. Welcome and thank you. We're going to start off with the roll call.
Will Agius is absent. William Beatty is absent. Andy Beegan.
Present.
Catherine Brilliant is absent. Jessica Damon.
Present.
Tony Goncalves is absent. Gregory Greenleaf. Ashby Hayward is absent. Mary Hobson
You
is,
skipped me.
oh, sorry, Hudson Hayward.
Present.
Yes, thank you. It's because I deleted you by
Someone might
mistake.
not know,
Yeah. Mary absent. Mary Hobson is absent. Haley Kulis.
Here.
Ryan Larson absent. Jim Moulton.
Here.
Kim Pacelli is absent. Amy Spelke
Here.
and Frank Wright.
Present.
Excellent. Would you all please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag? I know. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Is there any public comment relative to the topic of this special meeting? Seeing none, we'll move on to item 4, to consider action to approve the lease replacement MacBook computers for staff. Is there a motion? Or do we do the whole thing? Oh, maybe there's a motion to read. I didn't even look at it.
So move.
You got it. Moved by Frank. I'm opening it. Sorry, it's opening very slowly. Seconded. Yeah, so there, actually, Frank, would you mind reading the motion that Amy's going to put in front of you? Apologies. Just because you made the motion, I'll give you that dibs. Because Evan has provided us with language.
Move that the Board of Directors authorize the administration to negotiate and execute lease agreements for replacement MacBook computers and related equipment for district staff in the amount not to exceed $150,000 per fiscal year as approved in the fiscal year 2027 budget.
All right, moved by Frank, seconded by Haley. Thank you guys for being good sports. As this motion says, this was incorporated into the budget that was not only adopted by the board, not only made it past the district budget meeting, but was validated at a referendum just this week. Heidi, do you have anything to add to that?
Actually do. Evan isn't able to be here tonight, but we did budget 150,000 and the amount now is coming in at 142,000. So we're under budget on that.
Love it.
And just a reminder that this vote is on the lease, is procedural for Apple so that the board, so that they know there is board approval and the funding will be in place to pay the bill for the 3 years.
Fantastic. Any comments, questions, discussion from the board? Jessica?
Yeah, just a question. Are all staff running with Macs and the students are running with
Chromebooks.
Chromebook? Thank you.
Yes, correct.
Thank you.
Some staff members have PC machines. I know I've seen Nick with the PC, for example, but
Yes, it's teachers that have the MacBooks and paraprofessionals have Chromebooks. And then some district administrators have Chromebooks.
or PCs,
Yeah.
but
So,
Sprint based or
no, not really. It's you mean for students or?
no for staff?
It's just because it has to do with the teacher part of it and then what we get approved for. So that's really kind of been the issue in the past is like we've always had just teachers having having MacBooks, I'm sorry. And then we assign Chromebooks, which are very, very efficient like you guys have, to the rest of the staff.
Okay, thank you.
thank you, Jessica. Any other comments or questions? Jim, I wondered.
Awareness. If I go back 30 years I did work with Lewiston 30 years ago when the community of learners based here in MS 8075 in Brunswick was going on. Chris Turner, who was also served a stint as the tech director here, but he was our tech person. He and I did work up there. And in device selection, it is purpose driven. What is the tool that best allows us to accomplish the job that we have to do? What platform best drives that tool that allows us to do what we want to do? And that way, as I will be stepping away from the board, I guess I can't miss this last chance to pay attention to what the devices are and what the capabilities of the devices are. The Chromebook and the Mac have vastly different capabilities. And the demands, the potential, the possibilities for both teaching and learning vary across. So just it makes a difference. That's it.
Thank you very much, Jim. I'm glad you took that last opportunity. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? That is unanimous of those present. We are good to go, Evan. And with that, we move on to item 5. So without objection, at 7:21, we are adjourned.